Hello everyone, welcome to Goal Seekers. I am Viraj and today we are going to learn Python in just 10 minutes. So whether you are an absolute beginner or someone who is looking to kickstart their programming journey, you are in the right place. So as you can see the agenda of the video, we'll start, I'll give you some basic overview about the installation of Python, moving on with the code. So let's get started. First thing first, you'll need to have Python installed on your machine. Don't worry, it's a straightforward process. Just head to the Python's official website, hit the download button, and it's a pretty straightforward process. For this video, I'll be using Python 3. Now moving on to the code, let's write our first program. So I've already written some code in order to save time, but we'll move on step by step. So starting with, we have the basic print statement. So whatever you put inside it, it gets printed. Like you save the file and hit the run button, you get the output. So moving on to the next part, the variables and the data types. In Python, we can store information in variables. So we have different data types such as integer, floats, strings, and booleans. So let me show you some examples of variable assignments and their basic operations. Here we have age, which is of type integer, height, which is of type float, and name, which is of type John. Student is a boolean type. So we can go ahead and print this. You can also perform operations such as addition. You can concatenate strings like something like this. But remember one thing, that you cannot concatenate string with any other uh, data type such as age, so it will throw an error. You can in Python you can do lots of things dynamically, so you can simply convert age into string and then it will concatenate. Yeah. Now let's talk about the control flow. So in Python, we use if statements for the control execution. So I'll demonstrate how to use if, else if, and else statements. So within this flow, it goes through the starting condition. If it matches, it will execute the statement, or else it will move on to the next one. So now here we have the age variable. If I run this code, it will say you are an adult. This will get printed because the condition is true here, or else anything else. So like below 18 will be you are a minor. So the other statement gets executed. There is another thing called as elif. So elif handles something like uh, if someone gives input like age equals to 0, then you can print something like invalid. So now if I give age to 0, yeah, it gives invalid. So the flow execution works this way. So whichever condition gets true, it gets executed, and the else condition will be at the end. So that was about the control flow. Let's move on to the loops. So loops are essential for repeating tasks. Python has both for loops as well as while loops. I'll show you how to use them with examples, iterating through lists and ranges. So currently we are iterating a loop 5 times. So we use for statement, and when we print this, the indexing, remember that the indexing starts from 0, so it will be always 0 to 4. If you can always specify the starting index and it will move that way, but the last element will be always n minus 1. So if you give here 5, it will be 4. So whatever it is, it will be n minus 1. So loops are as loops are essential for repeating tasks, there is another loop, while loop. So how is it different from the for loop? So while loop keeps on executing until and unless a specific condition is false. So here we are increasing the counter value to 5. So as long as the counter value is checking if the counter value is less than 5. So as long as it is less than 5, it will keep printing. So you'll get output as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you can always modify these conditions here. Uh, so whenever the condition will be false, loop will the loop will end basically. And that's the difference between for loop and while loop. So the next thing are functions. Functions are like the reusable piece of code. I'll explain you how to define function and call, and we'll also look at some inbuilt functions in Python. So basically, all the above code that we have seen before, they execute in flow. But whatever piece of code you declare within a function, it is only executed. It is only executed when you call the function. So like here I have created a function named greet, which accepts a parameter called as name. So it will print hello, your name, and then this exclamation. So as an example, we have put Alice here. When we run this code, we will get this print statement. But when you comment out this Alice, so now that you are not calling the function, it will not give any output because you are not calling the function, and there is nowhere print statement previously. Yep. So next up we have list. So list is a versatile data structure. So we'll learn how to create, modify, and access element within the list, and I'll also cover some common list operations. So to create list, you have to give square brackets, and within the square brackets, you have to mention the data types. Now here we have given all the integers. However, within a list, you can give any data type like, and it's still fine. So there are some operations within the list such as append and remove. So currently we are accessing the number which is at index 2. So the indexing starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2. So this will print 3 as you can see in the output. So appends the element at the end. So 6 is appended, and remove specifically removes the element present within the list. There is also an inbuilt function such as pop, that pops the element from the index. Currently we are removing the element by its name, but we can pop them from their index. So the index of these three is 0, 1, 2. We can give things such as numbers dot pop the position, second position, and it will remove 3 anyways. Yeah. Okay. Dictionaries are another type of valuable data structure. So they use key value pairs. I'll show you how to work with dictionaries, creating, modifying, and accessing the elements. Now, while the lists use square brackets, dictionaries use curly brackets. So it has a key value pair. So this is a key and this is a value. Now there are multiple key values here. So city, age, name are the keys. So if you print this one, now this is the key. So it will print the value associated to this key of the dictionary person. So when you run this code, the age should print 30, which is its value. You can always modify, or you can always add a key value pair. So like here we have added occupation as an engineer. So when I print the dictionary, you get occupation added here. You can also use for loop to access the items within the dictionary. So let's talk about modules. This is one of the important concepts in Python. So which are modules are basically modules and libraries are basically like a pre-written code that you import. So in maths, here we have imported the math module where you use where you use the inbuilt method that is square root. So you can find square root of 25 using the inbuilt function. So when you run this, you get the output 5. So you don't have to actually manually write any of this code. So this is just a simple example, but there are modules that do wonders. So so in conclusion, that wraps up our 10 minutes Python crash course. We have covered a lot, but don't worry if you need to rewatch specific sections. Remember that the practice is the key. And thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy coding.